Hello, everyone. My name is Marie. I will be your guide today for this pranayama, which is a control of the breath with with the movement, and followed by a meditation. So it's about 15 minutes of pranayama and about 15 minutes of meditation. So first things first, find a comfortable seat. Very important. I'm sitting on a block right here. If you're at the office or at home, you can sit, by all means, you can sit on a chair. Something that's hard though, because if we get too comfortable, then we might fall asleep, or we might have a tendency to not sit very straight. So it's really important to have the spine long. And something really simple. There's nothing complicated about sitting in yoga. Sometimes people say, oh, am I okay this way, that way? As long as you're comfortable and your spine is long, that's all that matters. So sitting on the floor or sitting on a chair is optimum. So we'll start today with a very simple pranayama practice, which involves turning of the head with synchronizing the breath at the same time. So what it does is that if it balances the brain, the energy. So if you're very tired, it will give you some energy, or if you're really have a lot of energy and you're thinking a lot, that monkey mind is there, then it will calm the mind, calm the monkey mind that we call in yoga. So I will be doing it with you a few times, and then you can do it on your own after that. So we always start on the left side. So with our eyes closed, the only time that the eyes will be open is when we bring our head back. So we keep our eyes open. And then when we bring the head back to neutral, then we close the eyes. So that's the only time. So here we go. I am resting my hands on my thighs, and I will close my eyes. So we'll take a few moments here to just settle the body. Settling the body on the surface on which we're sitting, on the floor, on the chair. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the space between the eyebrows. So it's very important to change our frame of mind and to settle down before we start. Before we start our practice, whether it's asana practice, poses, whether it's meditation or pranayama, we always want to settle the body. And once the body is settled, we want to settle the mind in the body. So what that means simply is just to calm the nervous system, to calm the mind. Maybe we're thinking about all kinds of things. Maybe we're doing this at lunchtime or in the morning. And there's a lot of thoughts going on. So by settling the body and settling the mind into the body, we're just trying to come back to whatever it is we're doing right at this moment, which is preparing ourselves for our practice. So we will start by inhale. You can watch if you want for the first few times. So my eyes are closed, and as I'm inhaling, I'm turning my head towards the left. Inhale. And at the end of my inhalation, I exhale and just let go of my shoulders. And then I hold my breath while I bring my head back to center. And then inhale, turning your head towards the right. Once my lungs are full, I exhale and release. Holding my breath, I come back to center. And as I inhale, I bow my head, my chin towards the throat. And at the end of my inhale, I release my shoulders. This should be feel really good here. Holding the breath, I come back up. And from here, as I raise my head, lift my chin, I open my eyes, look up, inhale. And then at the end of my inhale, keeping the eyes open, I release my shoulders. You'll feel a nice stretch in the throat, the neck area in the front. And then I hold my breath and I come back to center and close my eyes. So we've done one cycle. So we can now go ahead and do a few more as I'm guiding you, and then you can do them on your own. Closing the eyes, inhale, rotate the head to the left. When the breath is full, the lungs are full, exhale completely. Holding the breath, come back to center, the eyes are closed. Inhale to the right. Lungs are full, exhale completely. Coming back to center. Inhale, bow your head. Once my lungs are full, I release. Exhale. Holding the breath, come back to center. And as you inhale, start opening the eyes, head back, inhale. At the end of my inhale, exhale, releasing the shoulders. And then coming back to center as you're closing the eyes. So it's really more effective if you do this very slowly. So at one point, it'll be natural. If you make mistakes, it doesn't matter. Practice makes perfect. Even though perfection doesn't exist, it will be easier as you do them more. You can do these. You can do 21 cycles of these. Here we go again. I'm guiding. Inhale to the left. Exhale, release. Hold the breath, come back to center. Inhale to the right. Exhale completely. Hold the breath, come back to center. Inhale, bow your head to your heart. Exhale, release. Keeping the eyes closed, holding the breath, come back to center. As you inhale, open the eyes, look up, head back, and then exhale. And then come back to center, closing the eyes. I will guide one more. Inhale to the left. Exhale. Hold the breath, come back to center. As you inhale, head to the left, to the right. Exhale. Hold the breath, come back to center. Inhale, bow your head. At the end of the inhale, exhale completely, release, let go. Hold the breath at the end. Come back to center. Inhale, Lift your head, open the eyes, very slowly. At the end of the inhale, exhale. Hold the breath, come back to center, close the eyes. On your own, don't worry about making mistakes. It will come naturally. You can just follow your head. With the breath. There's no rush. Take your time again. The slower, the more effective. Not only in calming the mind and calming the nervous system, but also feeling the stretch in your neck and your shoulders. You can do this anywhere, maybe not on the bus, but certainly at your desk, at home. And there are no contraindication. You can do this before you go to sleep, in the morning, anytime. And if you do this regularly, that is once a day, I can almost assure you that you will find a difference. You will find it very beneficial. So let's do 2 more cycles. Taking your time again. And keeping in mind that you can never do this exercise too slowly. And try to go at the end of the movement, the transition. And become aware of every sensations it's providing. And while we're doing this and we're concentrating on what it is that we're doing, then we don't think about other things. We are here and now. And once you finish your last 2 series, come back to neutral and just observe the sensations. Observe how you feel, any difference between before and after you did this pranayama. which is, by the way, called Chaturmukti. And again, with practice, you will eventually feel the benefits of this pranayama. And we can gently open the eyes and stretch our legs. If we're sitting on a chair, we can just extend our legs. So again, if you want to stop this video next time you do it, and then do 21 cycles, it's about, I would say, 15 minutes to do 21 cycles if you do it really slowly. And I hope you do it. So we're going to continue with just a few stretches of the ankles. Very slowly again before we get into our meditation. And then reverse the circles. Trying to keep the spine long. If it's very uncomfortable for you to sit without your back, or if you feel any bad sensations or any tension in your back, I should say, you can by all means lean on your chair, or you can sit on the floor and lean on the wall behind you. So we can bring our hands back. And then maybe bend the knees here. Again, if you're sitting on a chair, you can do this movement. Just releasing the hips a little bit and giving a break to our upper back, mid back before we get on. All right. Otherwise, you can walk around a little bit or just stretch out. Again, if you're using a chair, you can put your hands on your chair, stretching it out a little bit, bending the knees, extending. Very gentle movements. You can put your head on the countertop, if you're at home, on the desk, just to allow the circulation flowing again. These are called pawans. When you're turning your feet, your joints. So let's go back to sitting for a meditation. So any way you want, you can also sit this way, cross-legged, or what we call in yoga, virasana. I'm using a block for support. And then just lift one knee and then bring the skin back. And the other knee, bringing the skin back. So again, closing the eyes, resting your hands on your thighs. You can also rest the left hand in the right hand. Again, long spine, relaxing the shoulders down and back. Resting the hands wherever they're comfortable. It's always time to change. And once we've found our sitting position that's comfortable or relatively comfortable, then we're moving into stillness. What does that mean? Moving into stillness. It means that the body is not moving, but there's our inner inner essence, inner body that's moving. Because we're breathing, because there's circulation of the breath, blood circulation, all the systems. So we are moving. We may not look like we are. We just want to immobilize the physical body. And once you're relatively comfortable and your eyes are closed, bring your attention to your jaw and release the lower jaw. Release the base of the tongue, the left side, the right side. So imagine a line at the center of your tongue. And release the left side, release the right side. That will allow the jaw to release more easily. Very helpful if you have a tendency to clench your jaws while you sleep. There's a lot of tension that can accumulate in the jaw. And the tongue is a very strong muscle that needs to relax. So let's focus on our jaw and our tongue for a few minutes. And while we're doing that, we're also relaxing the forehead, the space between the eyebrows, all the skin of the face. So we're not doing all that one by one. We're doing that simultaneously. The jaw, the tongue, the muscles of the face, the space between the eyebrows, softening the eyelids. Relaxing the shoulders down and back. And then bring your awareness to the belly. Allowing the belly to move up and down without force, without directing the breath, without controlling the breath, which in the beginning is not a small feat. Again, the more you practice meditation, the more comfortable you will get, and the more you will want to do it again. Keep relaxing your hands, your arms, your legs, everything relaxed. No forcing. Now become aware of anything that is touching the floor. If you're sitting in Virasana like me, that will mean the tops of my feet, the tops of my tibias, my knees, also my buttocks is sitting on a block, which is resting on the floor. If you're sitting on a chair, become aware of your feet touching the floor. And imagine that there are roots coming out of your feet if you're sitting on a chair, and roots coming out of your legs if you're sitting in Virasana or cross-legged. It's grounding. So we're not trying to push the floor with our body. We're just on the opposite. We're relaxing the body on the floor. Grounding. So as you do that, you might start to feel some letting go, abandoning the thought of just standing up and walking, which might happen very easily. Agitation, when is this going to end? Those are all normal. So the key here is always come back to the breath. To the breath in your lower belly. And the monkey mind will most probably come back and remind you that not to forget to buy lettuce tonight, or I have to call this person. Every time you become aware of a distraction, you come back to the breath in the belly. Keeping the belly soft, face soft, jaw soft, tongue soft. Only the spine is erect without rigidity. It's a long spine, but soft at the same time. Every time a thought comes up, acknowledge the thought, let it go, and come back to the breath. There might be 15 thoughts in 15 minutes. There might be most probably like 50 thoughts, maybe more. So it's always thinking this, letting it go, coming back to the breath. Oh, another thought. Let it go, back to the breath. Keeping the eyes soft, forehead soft. If you are feeling overwhelmed at any time during the meditation practice, simply open the eyes, look around, and maybe you'll feel like closing the eyes again and coming back to your meditation. Always coming back to the breath. Because right now, that's all that matters. And then very slowly, start moving around in whatever way that makes sense. You can gently open the eyes. And generally stretching makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. And if we bring our arms up, then we might be wanting to yawn, which is normal because we're opening the airspace. So extend the legs. If you need to stand up and walk around, just make sure you do it mindfully, slowly. So I will leave you at this. I hope this practice has helped you and that you continue doing it, especially Chateau Mukti. Thank you for being here. Namaste.